The scorpion fish is a fish from the family Trachinidae, typically found in the cold waters of the Mediterranean Sea and the eastern Atlantic Ocean. It is also known as spiderfish, false angler, scad, sabaron, or salvario. Additionally, it has an operculum with a venomous spine directed backward, a first dorsal fin with venomous spines, and a second dorsal fin that is symmetrical to the anal fin. It is brownish-green in color with darker spots and some oblique yellowish-brown lines, as well as a black spot on the first dorsal fin. It is a sedentary animal and lives partially buried in sandy or muddy bottoms, at depths of up to around 150 meters. Although less well-known than jellyfish stings, those from the scorpionfish are also very common on our coasts, and they are a significant reason for emergency consultations in beach areas. This fish possesses a venom of glucoprotein and vasoconstrictive nature, and if injected into humans, it causes symptoms of inflammation, vomiting, pain, fever, and in the most severe cases, respiratory failure. Can you imagine arm wrestling with a bear? Doesn't sound like a good idea, right? Well, Anton Kostenko and his friends did it. Watch how the bear wins once, but is defeated in others. The truth is, if the bear wanted to, he would beat them all together, wouldn't he? Only Russians come up with these things. In the style of the movie Wanted, James Dean is able to curve his arrows. He explains that to achieve this, the arrow must be placed higher than normal and the bow held at a 45-degree angle. This causes the arrow to curve in the first few meters and then straighten. Sproje Hoofdstrasse is the narrowest street in the world. At its widest point, it measures 50 centimeters, and at its narrowest, only 32 centimeters. You have to pass by sideways to avoid hitting the walls. It is located in Germany and has become a destination. Every time they shoot a film from the Conjuring universe, a priest is brought in to bless the sets, editing, and actors. Better safe than sorry. This is how 500 people snapping their fingers at the same time sounds. Did you know that polarized lenses help distinguish fish in the water? These eliminate excess light on surfaces. You may remember that creepy scene from The Ring 2 when Samara climbs up a stone wall like a spider. This was not a computer-generated effect. Contortionist actress Bonnie Morgan is able to walk in this way. The Ecuadorian nymph is one of the most curious insects on the planet, apparently resembling a kernel of corn. Its peculiar shape is due to the wax it produces from glands around its body. This repels water and helps protect it from the weather. Did you know that pillow fights are a sport? They even have their own league, the PFC. The rules are simple. They face off in one-on-one combat where only one pillow is allowed to hit the opponent. As for defense, everything is allowed. Did you know that in some countries the color of the accessories you put on your dog has a meaning? If a dog has a red collar, it means they tend to be irritable and aggressive if provoked. Yellow, nervous. Green, very approachable and sociable. Orange, dogs with a fiery temperament. This is the most expensive jacket in the world. It is designed with 460 carats of perfect diamonds and black python skin. It can be yours for $10 million. This is what a volcanic eruption looks like from space. This 12-hour time-lapse was captured by a satellite. Sea urchins have 5 teeth arranged in a circle on the underside of their bodies. They use them to cling and scrape algae off rocky surfaces. Koalas make a peculiar sound when they try to mate, or in case they feel threatened. During the mating season, male great potus grow elongated feather on each wing of about 38 centimeters. It is almost twice the size of the bird. When they fly, these feathers go back, but when courting the female, they raise them like banners to get her attention. For the release of the Batman movie, Little Scissors released a pizza shaped like the superhero's logo, according to them. To us, it looks more like... This is the largest foosball table in the world. It measures 137 meters long. The Pallas's cat is one of the oldest wild cat species that exist. It is distinguished by its round fur. Watch how it steps on its tail so its paws don't get cold in the snow. In Spider-Man: No Way Home, the articulated arms of the villain Doc Ock were entirely made by computer. In Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, they were made with puppets operated by 4 people. Each controlled a different arm. They rehearsed a lot to synchronize the movements with Alfred Molina. Which do you think looks better? Harry Melling, the actor who played Dudley in Harry Potter, lost so much weight so quickly that for his last appearance in The Deathly Hallows, he almost had to be played by a different actor. They used a fat suit and makeup. Check out how clever killer whales are. With their fins, they create a wave to knock the seal off a piece of ice. The blue mud dauber wasp, or sometimes called the drumming wasp, has a curious defense mechanism. When they feel threatened, they produce a rhythmic sound by opening and closing their wings. They sound like an army's drums. Some aquariums and zoos organize bubble parties for penguins. They seem to enjoy it a lot. A few years ago, the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii gave us a smile with the lava from its crater. It looks like a Pixar character. Did you know that Mario Day is celebrated on March 10th? The first 3 letters of his name, Mar, are taken as the diminutive of March, and the last 2 letters, Io, are replaced by the number 10. People suffering from tongue cancer often lose part of the organ. One solution is to graft tissue from the patient's leg or abdomen. This is Cameron, who defeated cancer and now has a 2-colored tongue. This is the Loridia phoenixus, named for its resemblance to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker makeup. You can clearly see the smile of the popular villain on his body. How tall can a tower of a single 2x2 Lego brick be before the bottom piece breaks? A mathematician calculated that it takes 375,000 pieces stacked on top of each other to break the bottom piece. Such a tower would measure more than 3.5 kilometers. Who comes up with these things? Some luxury cars have cleaners for the cameras of their vehicles. If you are thinking of getting butt implants, tell your surgeon not to go overboard, or airport security will stop you every time you try to fly. The caterpillar of the lappet moth has this curious pattern on its head. Some say it looks like a happy face, others that it looks like a skull. Rini Ivan has spent more than $100,000 on tattoos. Almost his whole body is inked, even his armpits. Did you know that there are pink sand beaches? The color is due to the presence of a microscopic marine organism called foraminifera that, when disintegrated by water action, accumulates in the sand. To give actors and animators a reference of the size of the dog in the Clifford movie, the production designed this giant 3-meter-tall puppet of the dog. The first thing some species of snails do when they are born is eat the shell of their own egg. They obtain a lot of calcium they will need for the creation of their shells from here. In the Netherlands, there is a museum of the human body whose facade is literally a person. Inside, there are exhibits of different parts and organs of the human body. While other countries put important things or people on their coins, India prefers to put fingers and hands. A thumb for 1 rupee, this gesture for the 2 rupee coin, and a closed fist for the 50 rupee coin. Do you know why airplanes have a hole in the back? If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you quickly. This is the APU exhaust, the auxiliary power unit. First triple backflip on a BMX bike. It was achieved by Kieran Riley. This is what a cold air funnel looks like from the cockpit of an airplane. If a funnel cloud touches the ground, it becomes a tornado. This is how clothes hangers are made. This machine is responsible for cutting and bending the metal in different parts.